Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to talk about the incredible story of Saravanan, a tech pro who, after 18 solid years in his career, decided to take a huge leap and answer a totally different calling. It's a really great story about taking smart risks, doing your homework, and chasing what truly makes you happy.
And that single thought, that was the spark for everything. See, it wasn't that he was unhappy with his job. He was actually doing great professionally. This was about something deeper, a powerful call from within that, a great salary and a stable job just couldn't answer. It was this deep desire to build something that was truly his.
But hey, before you can take a giant leap, you kind of need a solid place to jump from, right? For Saravanan, that was a foundation he built over almost 2 decades in the super demanding world of tech. When you look at this timeline, you can see a real strategy at play. He started with C++ way back in 2005, then made a smart pivot to cloud and DevOps in 2013. He was always focused on mastering those niche technologies to stay ahead of the curve. But look at 2017. That's when that first nudge happened. That's the seed being planted for something way bigger. So, despite all the success and all the expertise, that little nudge just kept getting louder and louder. By 2017, having a great job and a good paycheck, well, it wasn't the whole picture anymore. There was this internal battle starting to brew. He actually describes it as this fight between 2 parts of himself. You had the outer personality, the guy who was totally happy, successful, and secure in his job. But then there was his inner soul, and it was getting restless. It wanted to create, to build, and it was just waiting for its shot. Now, acting on this feeling wasn't some spur-of-the-moment thing. Not at all. I mean, leaving a career you've built for 18 years to chase a dream, that took years of really careful mental and, this is the important part, financial prep to take as much of the risk out of it as possible. And if there's one thing you take away from this, it's his #1 piece of advice for anyone thinking of starting their own thing. Build a financial runway. You need enough savings to support yourself and your family for at least a year with 0 income. That's what turns a reckless gamble into a calculated risk. And having that runway, well, it just changes everything. Once his family's finances were secure and he had their full support, the fear of failure or what other people might think, it just kind of became irrelevant. His priority was clear, and with that handled, he was free to go for it. So in June 2023, he did it. Cloud Engine Labs was officially born. But get this, it started with 0 clients and 0 projects. It was a true leap of faith, starting completely, and I mean completely from scratch. He knew that the founder's journey can be super isolating. So his first move wasn't about business plans or writing code. It was about connecting with people. He dove right into communities for entrepreneurs, worked on building his visibility, and just nurtured those relationships. That network, built on real support, became the launchpad for his business. He gives all the credit for his journey to what he calls his core support system. It's this powerful mix, right? He had a mentor giving him clarity, his wife who believed in his vision no matter what, and that whole ecosystem of peers he found in his communities. Maybe the biggest lesson he learned in that first year was totally internal. He had to break that employee mindset. For 18 years, he was an expert at doing the work. But to build a whole company, he had to stop working in the business and start working on it. He realized that if he did everything himself, he would become the single biggest roadblock to his own company's growth. And you know what? That huge mindset shift totally paid off. Today, Cloud Engine Labs has grown so much beyond what it was at the start. It's now a company with a really clear and ambitious vision for what's next. So the company has really positioned itself as a high-level technology advisory firm. They're not just providing services anymore, they're shaping strategy. They're guiding companies on everything from automating their entire development process to building brand new products with generative AI. It's all about building the future of tech, not just managing the present. And this is where Saravanan's story just comes full circle. He's found that amazing sweet spot where his professional goals and his personal happiness are perfectly lined up. That inner personality and the outer personality, they're finally on the same team and they're both happy. His story is so inspiring, and it really leaves us with a big question to ask ourselves. What inner voice are you listening to? What passion are you just waiting to go after? And what's the first small, practical step you could take, maybe even today, to get ready for your own leap?